thing, we'll never make it to Mars. It's always one-way trip, no fuel on Mars to get back. Well, that's not true. That's why they want to get to the ice caps, because there is fuel on Mars. You can make hydrogen and oxygen, or you can make up some methane. There's plenty of fuel, because you got water, you got fuel. No problem with that. It's still a stupid idea to try and go to Mars, though. I mean, I say this all the time. Mars is like a planet in name only. There's practically no atmosphere on Mars. It's basically a vacuum. You have to wear a spacesuit. The environment on Mars is basically the same as the moon. And my argument has been for, well, forever, that if we can't live on the moon, and if we can't survive on the moon, and if people don't want to be on the moon, then why the hell does anybody want to be on Mars? It's the same as the moon, only a lot further away, like a lot further away, but it's just as deadly, it's just as inhospitable. Yeah. And it's kind of dumb for anybody to want to go there, because Mars is not a destination. There's nothing there. You can't grow anything there. You can't grow anything in the Martian regolith, unlike what the novels like to portray. There's nothing there for us. There's no reason to be there. There's no point in being there. And Mars can never be habitable any more than the moon can ever be habitable. So it's just a dumb idea to even think about going there. But people with money want to live somewhere else. That's just the way it is. Don't you need a lot of fuel to crack the hydrogen? No, hydrogen is fuel. You don't need fuel to create electrolysis. You need energy. And energy is not based on fuel. You've got solar energy. You can take atomic energy. You can take plutonium with you and use plutonium to take the oxygen and hydrogen out of water. You don't need to burn fuel to make fuel. It's all been worked out. I mean, you don't have to listen to me. You can read online at your leisure about how they're going to do that. Yeah, every indication that Martian regolith would be toxic to people. You definitely wouldn't want to breathe it in. You definitely wouldn't want to get it in your environment. I think it definitely would undergo chemical reaction with oxygen. It's been in a near vacuum for so long. And it's also very heavily ionized. I talked about this about the moon a couple weeks ago, that the lunar soil would be very highly ionized, and because there was a discussion I was having with this group who were doing this analysis of the lunar rovers, that the lunar regolith was falling faster than it should, and I said, well, it's probably because of the ionization. It's being attracted to the lunar surface when it gets thrown up. It's being pulled down because it's so ionized. It's got this electromagnetic field issue when it becomes released as like a dust free in the vacuum, that without any atmosphere, without any humidity, the really high level ionization would cause a lot of attraction. It would want to gravitate and basically pull down to the surface. Well, the same thing is going to be true on Mars. The Martian surface is going to be very highly ionized, and I'm sure that reacting with oxygen, if you got the regolith in your environment, you get it on your suit, you get it on you go through the airlock, you get inside, and all of a sudden oxygen hits it, undergoes a rapid chemical reaction, and also humidity, because you're probably going to have some humidity in the human environment, and that'll chemically change the compounds that are in Martian regolith. So yeah, you definitely don't want to have it around you, but you'd have to get to Mars first to even suffer that. That's the thing. The more I think about it over the years, it just seems to me that Mars would be a place to really suffer. If you managed to survive getting there, it would be just the worst human situation that you could imagine. Being that far away from any possible rescue or assistance, the harshest possible environment, chances of survival very slim. Literally everything on the planet is trying to kill you, including the planet itself. Yeah, I can't imagine that it would be anything that a human being would want to go through. And even people who would get on a ship to go there, by the time they get there, they would be so decimated. Unless we're sending really hardened military types, Unless we're just going to send Navy SEALs to Mars. That's the thing. I think they're going to send a bunch of geeks who aren't going to be cut out for living that way. I guess they'll find out if they're crazy enough to do it. I'm talking about Titan with all of its methane. Well, yeah, you got the fuel, but that's not what makes everything go. You need the oxygen. Where are you going to get the oxygen? You still have to get the oxygen, even if you decide to use methane instead of hydrogen. You're still going to have to take oxygen out of water, and you got to find the water unless you're going to take it all with you. Well, astronauts are military and trained, etc. No. Astronauts in the 60s were military trained, but most astronauts today are not military trained. Most of them are civilians. And anybody going to Mars, like I said, unless it was an all-military crew, which I doubt it would be, it's going to be civilians. But astronauts are not military anymore. Some are. Most are not. Most are scientists. It's a different world.
It's 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m.
Yeah. Berserk. In my lab, it's where I work.